Hello, beloved. It's Lainey Love Dalby beaming in. I am the cosmic creatrix of the Sacred Revolution Oracle deck, as well as the founder of the Ecstatic Embodied Leadership Academy. And so much of the work that I do and the why behind all of it is to really end the overt and covert violence against the sacred feminine. So there's an element of really ending gender-based violence in all the work that I do, even the Oracle deck. And so I wanted to beam in today in celebration of International Women's Day and Women's Month to March of 2022 to really offer some wisdom from the Sacred Revolution Oracle for us for this Women's Month, for us to tune into our feminine power, our artistry, our magic, our full revolutionary potential, and to really lean in to receive guidance for us for this month to really catalyze and ignite our fullest capacities, especially with all that is going on in the world. And really asking, how can we show up now? What is it that we are being called to do? How are we being called to step into our leadership? Perhaps it's holding sacred circle, or perhaps it's, gathering people, perhaps it's going to the front lines and protesting, whatever it might be. Really tuning in to what is most greatly going to serve the collective at this time as we co-create and dream the new earth awake together in this continued process of alchemy and rebirth, this phoenix process that we are all in together as a collective. So tuning in to the Oracle and just taking a moment to close your eyes, place your hand on your heart and see if there's any inquiry that you have specifically that might support you for this Women's Month ahead and for International Women's Day today. Just really asking in your heart and just tuning into what energies will most support us during this month of celebration of the power of women. What will most uplift us, ignite us? I lead a very yoni-centric life, and I love and adore and honor and cherish women and work with a lot of women in LGBTQ community in my containers, and just really wanting to celebrate and honor all women at this time, so that we can continue to show up, hold space for each other, to non-hierarchically rise into our potential. So what energies are going to support us on this journey? Okay, let's see what cards want to come through. I think we have 4 cards that want to come through today. All right, let's see who's here. Just breathing deeply as I choose the cards. Let's see who's shown up for us today. Yes, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna show you who's here and then we're gonna dive in. So card 49, one of the crown jewel cards of the Oracle of the North Star of returning home to your authentic star power. This card is sparkle shamelessly for the good of all. This is truly the core mission of all of my work, really helping to co-create a constellation of star beings that are sparkling shamelessly for the good of all, to flood the house of humanity with light, love, and healing. And we definitely need more of that at this time. So I'm so grateful this card showed up, 49, sparkle shamelessly for the good of all. Then we have 26, which is the cosmic creativity activation. I love that this one is here. We're going to be creating a lot this month during Women's Month. Number 41, the alchemical cauldron of the cosmos. And then number 40, follow the call of your soul. Oh, what a beautiful set of cards. And I believe these ones might all be new here for our readings that we've been doing here on the YouTube station. So I'm really excited that we have some new medicine to tune into. And the thing I really want to start with is the cosmic creativity activation. Because in a lot of ways, this card is really about the full activation of the Yoni triangle, which is our full creative power, spiritual power, and sexual power. It's actually what we're going to be diving into in the Sovereign Sisters Rising Mystery School that's going to be starting May 15th for the full moon in Scorpio and total lunar eclipse portal. And so really looking at this portal as an activation, this is our medicine bowl, what I like to call our medicine bowl, and it houses our unique soul sparkle and our creativity. And so right now we are being called to activate these energies and to truly ignite our sacral chakra. This is a sacral chakra card. So really ignite these creative energies, ignite this sacral chakra in service to the greater good of all and the larger transformation that we are going through right now, because there's a serpent in 3 of these cards. So we know that we're shedding, we're releasing, we're letting go, we're clearing all that no longer serves, so that we can become vulnerable, belly to earth, raw, and available with the core truth of who we are. And so I love that this serpent happens to be in the shape of a heart. So we are shedding so that we can become more love. We are releasing anything that is in the way of us becoming more love and really walking as divine love in the world through our creativity, through what we're bringing forward in the world, through what we're manifesting, and through what we are birthing into being. So this card is really about birthing into being through our cosmic creativity, whether it's a venture or a business or a project or a summit or a festival or an oracle deck or, an offering, whatever it might be. This card is an activation for that at a DNA cellular level to turn on that Yoni triangle of the creativity, spirituality, and sexuality, and to get that flowing all in tandem so we can be fully and shamelessly expressed, so that we can be wildly and unapologetically alive. So I love that this card is here really anchoring us in as we move forward in this Women's Month. And so I believe that we all have an energetic womb space, regardless of our gender. But for those of us who actually do also have a physical womb space or used to have a physical womb space, there is this capacity to really tune into that physical space in the body, in the sacral chakra, and to tune into what wants to be born through you, what wants to be created in service to helping really co-create and dream this new earth awake. What is it that you are here to bring forward? How can you stay in your own lane and bring forward your medicine and soul sparkle to those who need it most? And I feel like the card of follow the call of your soul is a part of this. These two go together. So you're really following the call of your soul to what wants to be born through you, to what you are here to uniquely create, that no one else can create, your unique stroke in the cosmic masterpiece that is needed and that is essential. And knowing that we have so much power within us. We have this feminine power, we have this artistry, this creativity, this sexual power, and this can be used to supercharge our greatest dreams. And we're really going to be creating a catalytic incubator space for this energy in the Sovereign Sisters Rising Mystery School to really tune in and fully activate what it is that wants to be born through you, and to get those ecstatic Shakti life force energies flowing fully so that you can be in your ecstatic embodied leadership as you step into the world, as you follow the call of your soul homeward bound to what is most nourishing for you. There is a little hummingbird here, and the hummingbird goes back to the flowers that only nourish it the most. It memorizes thousands of flowers and just goes back to the ones that nourish it the most. And so how can you do that now too? What is going to nourish you most and really light up your sacral chakra for your creative potential, your revolutionary potential, and what is here to be born through you. And as you can see, there's a butterfly in both of these. And the butterfly is that metamorphosis. It is a symbol of soul. And so really tuning into that metamorphic symbology of the butterfly and really feeling into how are you meant to root, to rise, shine, and soar with your wings, with your butterfly wings, or perhaps also the phoenix wings are representative of this idea of really coming into the metamorphic fullness of who we're here to be. And so as we are clearing, shedding like the snake, as we are releasing what no longer serves, we are coming more into the crystalline truth of who we are here to be. And as that lightning comes in, it is really shaking us awake to the fullness of our potential, to the fullness of what we are here to birth and create. And the process of that is going to be highly alchemical. So these are the alchemical flames here that are burning away the dross of all that no longer serves. And in alchemy, which we go much deeper in our advanced sacred circle leader certification in level 3, which is the alchemist, and we go in depth to all the different levels of alchemy, all the different stages of alchemy, and how they are a mirror for our human and personal and spiritual development journey that really supports us in creating the great work of our lives. The Philosopher's Stone, it's really helping us to create the gold of our soul and birth that forward into the world. And so in the different stages of alchemy, we are being burned and transformed and catalyzed in these flames, so that we can be crystallized into new form, a crystalline, holographic, golden light that is pure in frequency and vibration. And that is what we are being called forward to bring into the world now, is that crystalline light, is that new species that Alberto Villoldo talks about, the Homo luminous. And so allowing ourselves to go through any uncomfortable processes that might be happening now, just like the sand makes the pearl, it's the agitation that makes the pearl, it's the pressure that makes the diamonds, it's the flame and the fire and the heat that creates the great work in alchemy. And so really feeling into what that is for you and allowing yourself to accept that process, to accept the process of alchemy that you are undergoing, the process of metamorphosis. Again, this is a very metamorphic process, and to really allow that process to unfold and to trust in the process without resistance, even if it's extremely painful, even if it feels completely just like you aren't able to conceptualize it, allowing yourself to really lean in and trust the process of the alchemy and the transformation is underway. Much like when the caterpillar goes into the chrysalis, it doesn't know what's going to happen. It trusts deeply in the process and it gives itself over. It surrenders control to become the goo. It literally turns into goo inside the chrysalis where the imaginal cells are formed. And that's where the visioning of this new life of the butterfly starts to take hold. So we're in that place. We are in the chrysalis individually, most of us, and also collectively. And really, it is our time to be tuning into those imaginal cells, to be visioning the dream awake that we want to dream awake of this new earth, to really be tuning in and visioning what world we want to see, the world that might not be in front of us now, but the world we want to see and want to co-create, and to visualize it and to imagine it in a multi-sensory way in all the cells of your body, to see it, to feel it, to taste it, to know that it can become real, and to experience it as if it is already real in your ecstatic embodiment now as part of this alchemical process. And really allowing yourself to surrender to that is what lets the butterfly emerge. It's what lets you soar once you have come out of this alchemical cauldron or that chrysalis container. Same with the collective. We are in the chrysalis. We are being burned in the fires. And to really not go back to sleep here. Allow yourself to know that this is a process, to surrender and give yourself over to it, to be wholly transformed into the next level of your evolution. Because the revolutionary journey is R in a parentheses. It's the revolution, it's the turning, but it's our evolution. It's who we are meant to become now. And we have to let go of who we thought we were to become the next version of who we're here to be. And that is for the personal and the collective. And so really just tuning into what that means for you individually and really allowing yourself to feel the depth of that alchemical transformation all the way down into your bones and your cells, and to trust it. To trust the dissolving of the ego, the dissolving of the old ways of being, the great humbling it can be really considered as. So to allow yourself to be humbled fully, to be able to really open to the next level of who it is that you're here to be. And as you're doing that, continuing to follow the call of the soul, even if you're not ready yet to create this peace that is wanting to come through you, to prepare yourself, to be in the process, to know that it is coming, to envision that there is something that wants to be born through you, and to continue to ask, what might that be? What is wanting to be born through me? Because as we move into the summer with the Jupiter and Aries energy, there's going to be that doing, that fire, that taking action, that moving out into the world, the creativity, the passion. And that fire energy is really here in this card as well, that starter energy, that activation energy. And so we're going to be moving more into that energy as well. So continuing to follow the call of our soul home as we're moving through this alchemical process. And as we do that, we are transformed into gold. We are transformed and are able to truly bring forward our unique soul sparkle, the essence of who we are, what we're here to bring, lit up, unapologetic, fully alive, bringing that forward as deep medicine for the greater good of all and personal and planetary transformation. And that's really a huge part of why we gather. That's what the Oracle deck is about. It is about this time of personal and planetary transformation and leaning into that process, not going back to sleep, continuing to ask, how can I show up? How can I serve? Use my hands, use my feet, use my mouth, use my gifts, use my skills, use my capacities, use my talents and abilities, even my past life capacities, calling them in now to be in service to this change, to this revolutionary, evolutionary change that we are in. And as we do that, we sparkle shamelessly. And as we tune in and really ignite our full creative, spiritual, and sexual powers and get those ecstatic, Shakti life force energies flowing, that is a core piece of sparkling shamelessly. They are intricately connected. We must be able to tune fully into those energies and have those energies fully flowing in our body so that we can be lit up in that ecstatic embodiment, so that we can be fully liberated and shameless in who we're here to be, in our power and in our feminine power, especially that spiritual, creative, and sexual power is part of our core triad. It's a sacred trifecta of our feminine power. And our feminine power to create and birth new worlds. And that is what we are doing now. And so that is so much of a potential of this Women's Month and this International Women's Day that we are in now. So may we go out into the world and sparkle shamelessly for the good of all with our unique medicine and gifts. Because as we come together and do that, so not only doing that individually, but coming together in sacred circle, whether it's in the mystery school, whether it's in our certification for, gathering other women to be able to lead sacred circles, whether it's joining a women's circle in your area, come together to shine your light. Because as we do that, we co-create this constellation of star beings that are sparkling shamelessly for the good of all and flooding the house of humanity with light, love, and healing. This is how we affect the grid and affect massive change on all levels in the quantum field, including what's going on, war in Ukraine, between the, legislation that is up that is deeply harmful to LGBTQ people to, there's many, many populations right now that we could be serving fully with our medicine, with our action, with our light, with our prayer, with our intentions. And so allowing ourselves to show up fully in that, because we're in this alchemical process together, whether we like it or not. So may we surrender into that process and trust the process and show up fully as we are meant to be here now, following the call of our soul as we do, activating our full cosmic creativity in service to those who need us most, so that we can truly turn our full soul sparkle on. That is our unique medicine in our medicine bowl that we are activating now, that we are turning on, that we are bringing forward. And that is medicine that is needed for the collective, for the ecosystem to thrive. And so as we all step into our medicine, our gifts, our light, our shameless sparkle, we are all collectively able to thrive on a whole new level. And so really allowing ourselves to tap in here. And as you can see, there's the hawk here, which is the sacred messenger that's right below the rose. And the rose is the highest vibration frequency of love. So this is also a sacred message of tuning in to the highest vibration and frequency of love and anchoring this high vibration frequency of love and light around the planet now. And that happens even more as we gather, as we come together in sacred circle, as we heal, as we transform, as we shed. And as part of the Sovereign Sisters Rising Mystery School, we are really calling forward the serpent sisterhood to be in service to shed not only individual, collective, patriarchal harm and womb from thousands of years, but collective as well. Really transmuting that during this time of the Scorpio South Node that we have entered into and are going to be into for the next, I think, still 16 months now, with the Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node. So our collective destinies that we're releasing a lot of karmic scorpionic energies, and a lot of that is related to power and creative, spiritual, and sexual power. So really releasing that which has kept us from coming fully into that power activation, that which has kept us shamed and small and trapped in ideas of sin and really feeling that we are not enough, that women are not as valuable or worthy, that we are less than, that we are somehow dirty or shameful or, messy with the feminine processes of birth and menstruation and death that we are so deeply connected to as the cycles of life, death, and rebirth in nature that we are inherently have in our bodies as well. So really allowing us to come together to clear that energy, to process that energy. That's why so much serpent energy has shown up here. Scorpio is serpent energy. So if you have significant Scorpio placements in your birth chart, or if you're drawn to those energies or are currently moving into that midlife crisis phase, then really take a look at the Sovereign Sisters Rising Mystery School, because it would be in deep service to your individual and the collective journey right now. All the links for everything will be below, but it just really feels like that is part of this. Like, we have a lot still to shed in this alchemical process and to burn away. And when we come together to do that work, it's going to amplify it. It's going to empower us. It's like putting jetpacks on our own potential and the collective potential. So that's really the root core of all that we do, is gathering us in sacred circle for sacred play, for soul growth, for this alchemical transformation, and to really step into the next level of who we're here to be and who we're here to become, and to sparkle shamelessly for the good of all. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. That's why we show up. And so this is really the medicine, and really wanting to honor that. And, as we step into our full ecstatic embodiment, as we turn those Shakti life force energies on, we are able to do just this. We are able to shine fully in the world and to rise non-hierarchically together as a circle of sisters. And I believe that it is time for that. It is time for us to gather and to hold space for each other to non-hierarchically rise, especially those with certain superpowers, like the serpent sisterhood that we're calling forward. So really tune in, ask where you can be of service, ask where you can truly be that light, hold that frequency of light, because we're each populated around the globe now. We're being called to different places, just like I was called here to the Midwest. It's a bit of an odd place for me to end up, but it's where the frequency of light and love that I hold needed to be anchored here on the planet at this time. And I trust that, because when we gather together, we create that matrix of light that wraps around the globe. And so that's what we're up to here, beloveds. Lots of links below to have you join us in that. And we also have 3 specific ways that you can step into your own sacred circle leadership as well, that will be below. And not just your sacred circle leadership, but your ecstatic embodied leadership in the world. We're actually offering an epic Ignite Your Revolutionary Potential bundle that's going to be available only until the March 20th spring equinox that's coming up. And it's a $3,000 value for only $888. You're going to get 3 one-on-one ecstatic embodied leadership mentoring sessions with me. You're going to get a 90-minute oracular astrology one-on-one reading with me. You're going to get a shadow work session with me, going deep into the shadow work modality and clearing and shedding some of what isn't serving any longer. And you're also going to get bonus access to the Resilient Rainbow Heart Warrior training. So juicy bundle, links below. So look forward to supporting you on your journey, beloved, in sparkling shamelessly for the good of all and following that call of the soul homeward bound to your full cosmic creativity activation and truly creating your great work and the gold through the alchemical process. Until next time, beloved, happy International Women's Day and sparkle shamelessly for the good of all. And we can't wait to see you next time. If you like this video, click like, click subscribe, share it with your friends or anyone you feel needs to hear this message today. And we will see you again next time, beloved.